Okay.
Welcome everyone to the Game of Satoshi live stream. Bitcoin is a code, but survives through people. And today we joined by someone who builds one of the most important places where Bitcoin culture actually meets in the real world. Martin Kuchar is CEO and co-founder of BTC Prague, one of the largest Bitcoin-only conferences in the world. Martin, welcome.
Thank you, Marek. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So Martin, before BTC Prague, tell me your original story with Bitcoin.
Okay. It's not the first time me telling it, and I'm always forget or add something new. So let's see what gonna this episode bring up. But maybe let's start from the end. It's actually crazy to imagine that I became Bitcoiner like 9 years ago, and from like what I'm gonna tell more little later. I'm like part of the BTC Prague conference, the biggest one in Europe, and we're gonna talk about BTC Prague again later. But it's like biggest conference, and I couldn't imagine something like this being even available, and not only 9 years ago, but even like 5 years ago. So it's like hell of a ride. But I luckily I was introduced into Bitcoin early 2017. Before that crazy madness, we all remember that mostly second part of 2017. I hope that everybody remembers. That would be great. Uh, when Bitcoin spiked like from 1,000, 1,500 to 20,000 and dropped back to 2,000 in one day. Actually, that was like a crazy moment of realization. Okay, it's not like only to the moon and up forever, Laura. That there are some spikes. So I learned a lot actually. And after being introduced into Bitcoin, I was introduced even into shitcoins, thinking of like, hey, that's Bitcoin 2.0. That solves that problem better and it gives better answers here and there. So I did a lot of shitcoins. Not happy of it now, but there is a like big lesson learned actually. Luckily, I even started to mine shitcoins. So I had like hundreds of GPUs with friend of mine. It was funny episode. At some moment, I realized that I'm more living in the basement than in my house, which wasn't really sustainable while already having kids. And then when Ethereum dropped from proof of work into that more shitcoiny phase, which is in it now, mining became like unsustainable. So I did my numbers and I realized, okay, what I'm trying to do here, like I have tons of shit coins. Actually, it's only making me nervous. I was even trying to be a trader, actually. We all know those pictures of guy lying on a beach with his laptop and margarita, having fun and becoming crazy rich. And hopefully we all know that it doesn't work like this. So for me, it worked like that. I was only super stressed, constantly like watching my phone and seeing charts, trying to understand and find something there, which I soon realized that there are none actually. And I did my numbers and I realized that actually I'm making zero more compared to just holding Bitcoin, which made me think of Bitcoin mostly, luckily. And I realized that, okay, so if I can only hold a Bitcoin and have like same earnings compared to being, and let's be honest, like shitty trader, okay, there must be something more on Bitcoin, and I'm probably missing something. So I learned a lot. I read like many books, and it gave me many answers. And I realized that actually there is way more. I learned about that rabbit hole, which is endless, and now I'm still falling there actually. And at the same moment, actually, it was like 2019. Matthias was living in Bali, actually, my brother. And we were having like our standard weekly call, just talking live, talking Bitcoin. He was already in Bitcoin as well, luckily. And we realized that we want to do something more in Bitcoin, but we are not technically skilled enough to code or to program or to create an app. But we were always like makers. So we were organizing for friends of ours as we like to see people we like and our friends and our family to have fun, to enjoy life. So we were the ones organizing parties and different kind of events. And we even actually rented a small lake and organized like a small festival for 40 people there for our friends. Crazy part of my life actually. So we said like, hey, why don't we just do a Bitcoin conference? So we did a research, we realized that there's not a proper Bitcoin conference actually happening in Czechia. And we said, okay, so there's not a conference. There are some small meetups. There's a Hackers Congress happening in Paralelní
Mm-hmm.
which, which was supporting Bitcoin, obviously, but it was more focused on hackers and cypherpunk story and the dark side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was great, just for the record. And we said, okay, there's none. It would either be us or somebody else, which made the decision actually easy. We said, okay, let's give it a try. And I was working in e-commerce already back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was responsible for a booth of the company. So I was just visiting many conferences in Czechia, even abroad, taking care of the company's presence there. So I knew a little bit of what like organization of the events on that business side means, what are the organizers responsible for, how the business behind those things works. So okay, let's just give it a try. And we said like, okay, let's do a conference which is open, anybody can come, let's make it free, let's do it for Bitcoin, let's allow like people meet, have fun. And it was funny because we were really like nobody, we were two humble plebs here from Ostrava in Czech Republic. And I was just pinging one person I somehow knew from the space after another, trying to get at least some education, some information, and hopefully to even like yes on my invitation to come and meet us in Ostrava so they can talk on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
But then COVID happened. That was actually crazy. It was late 2019, and our government was a little crazy. Actually, all governments were crazy then, saying that, hey, like public events in size of 500 people are forbidden starting from now. And we were like, wow, okay, but like it takes us 2 days to just organize it on the place, right? So we said with Matthias, okay, like we actually can't lose a lot, just our time. Let's organize it. If government will just fuck with us, we can handle it. We will just go for a good dinner with all the speakers. We were lucky that because they turned the restrictions down, then the opposite. So our conference became like very successful from the very beginning. We had like 500 people on the first year of it.
Yeah, but that
So we
wasn't
said, okay, that's
BTC.
probably something.
Sorry, that
Sorry?
wasn't BTC Prague yet. Yeah, that was.
Yes, yes. It was called Chain Camp. So it was like Bitcoin only, Czech only conference.
Mm-hmm.
And it became successful. And long story short, we had 2,500 visitors on the third year of it, still in Ostrava, still in Czech only. And Czechia is a small country, 10 million inhabitants. And we realized that, okay, so it means that Bitcoin it really is something here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the moment when the seed of BTC Prague idea was basically planted because we realized, okay, we are like the biggest non-English speaking conference on the planet here in Ostrava. That means something. We can probably go bigger. And we knew that like Bitcoining is already having an ambition of going from US even to Europe. And that was again the moment when we thought like, okay, it's either us or them. And again, it made the decision easier. We said, okay, let's do BTC Prague 23. Let's organize like biggest European conference and let's call it BTC Prague. Okay, BTC Prague. And it was like really funny, just just like joking, but not joking. But we thought with Matthias, okay, how many people? Thousands. Thousands are on like many conferences. So let's make it 10,000. And it sounds good, but 10,000, it's like smallest five-digit number. Okay, true. So 12,000? Yeah, 12,000. Check. Okay. How many speakers? 100? Smallest three-digit number. Okay, okay. We can get more. 200? Okay, yeah, 200. And how many companies do we want? 100? Again, it's boring. Okay, 120, good, 120. Little bit too ambitious, but still we managed and we became like the biggest European conference already on the first year of it. We
Mm-hmm.
were lucky that even Michael Saylor came, like lucky, but we even went to Los Angeles where we knew that he was speaking to persuade him. And since then we are just growing, but like I'm still trying to be humble, but it's like hell of a ride.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, you said I mean the 9 years to tell in 5 minutes is kind of impossible to say, eh? But I can imagine that there must be lots of ups and downs during this time. First of all, with the shitcoin stories and everything, and then become the Bitcoiner, and It's interesting how you end up with the conferences. I actually didn't know that you were organizing the parties and everything. Yeah, that was also one of my question, like why you start conferences, but you actually already answered it. So you start in Ostrava. It's very how much big is Ostrava? Like 80,000 people?
It's like 320,000 kind of
Okay.
in
It's
industrial city. Like
yeah.
it was basically built on heavy industry
Yeah.
years ago.
How did you try to find the speakers and everything? Like how you came up with this plan? You just travel around and try to get the people, or
Yeah, like like basically we tried everything during those years. The
Mhm.
first year with Chain Camp, and that's where it started, and it's like only easier and easier since then. Like with some people, it's still hard, obviously. Like for example, Jack Dorsey, he knows about us. We ask him many times, and it's still no, and I don't blame him in
Yeah,
any matter. Or Jeff Booth, we are trying, but he's so busy. So it's not about like being, it's not that hard, but it's mostly like taking time to get the right people.
yeah,
But at the beginning, like we tried, man, like we tried everything. We pulled all the strings. We used our network. I went to Prague. I asked, who was it? Was it yeah? I somehow found Christian from Brains actually back in 2020. So I went to Prague and I asked him if he can introduce me to a few other people. So he introduced me to three other people. Then they told me about Lukáš Kovanda. So I asked him if they can put me through. So they introduced me to Lukáš Kovanda, and we just build
build
it
it.
around those few people. Sometimes it required us to travel, like Michael Saylor. We asked him by email, obviously, like zero response. But we somehow learned that he will be speaking at Pacific Bitcoin Conference in Los Angeles. Uh, it was in end of 2022. So we just bought plane tickets, went to LA, smuggled ourselves even into VIP zone, catched him there, and asked if he can just give us a minute. We knew that this is probably the maximum.
Mm,
But yeah, we spent like a little bit time with him, planted a seed. Then he talked with Daniel Prince on the podcast, asked him what's the conference to go in Europe, and Daniel said it's BTC Prague. Michael, this is the biggest. You need to go to BTC Prague, and it sounds actually funny and easy now, but there was like a lot of involvement and work in behind. And yeah, and man, it's like many emails, many conferences. There's n- there's probably not a single like recommendation on how to do it. You just keep trying, and it will fit sooner or later.
yeah. You you travel a lot between the other conferences and everything. What is different between like BTC Prague and other conferences? What is the main difference?
Yeah, I would say like that every conference is different, you know. Prague is different, obviously, because it happens in Prague and Czech Republic, which is just which is just different in general. Actually, we are like Czech Republic is one of the last three countries here in the Europe. We are on the border of the West and East. It doesn't really belong to East, neither to the West, you know. But we are heavily influenced by both directions, and the history of communism and it all just is still here. So Czechs are different, which makes BTC Prague actually like culturally different. And Czech and beer, so there's a lot of beer involved as well, obviously. But like the biggest thing is that we think of BTC Prague more like as a festival and turning it into Bitcoin festival step by step, year by year. This year we're gonna change it into festival even more. And we want BTC Prague to be the place where strong Bitcoin emotions are born and strongly rooted into the brains in a good manner, obviously. Because like, at the end of the day, we all are humans. We are emotionally driven beings, actually. And few months after the conference, it's hard to realize like who you met, who you talked with, what was there, and what was the color. Obviously, it was orange, but you know how I mean. But what remains and what preserves there is the feeling and the emotion. Hey, like that was really good. Actually, I made made new friends. I had fun. That's the thing. And when people have good emotions about around BTC Prague, they become like our ambassadors, kind of. But what's even more important that if they have strong and positive emotions about BTC Prague, they have a good relationship and good emotion about Bitcoin, which makes them ambassadors even for Bitcoin. And that's helping us on our mission of like building Bitcoin bridges across European countries, because we believe that Bitcoin is the thing that can save our future or at least our kids' future. So it's like big whole mission, and that's even the thing that differentiates BTC Prague, because we consider it as like a long life project that can save our asses when it's gonna be needed.
Okay, sounds good. Like, how exactly you want to make it more like a festival?
Yeah, there are many ways of doing. Like there will be a lot more and more music. Like BTC Prague already was kind of a festival, so there was big open zone around the Czech stage with tents. I'm sorry, but it's not only about beer, but yes, there's still a lot of beer involved. And more and more music. It's gonna be there will be two after parties with a lot of music, a lot of Bitcoin musicians,
Mm.
Bitcoin focused DJs, and the whole program will be like lightning. And we will even implement gamification ways and tools, mostly to keep people attracted and happy and give them like some way of having fun even in the expo section, so they can use it for the learning purpose. That gamification tool will help them to get navigate in the expo section to meet the companies they need on their level of being a Bitcoiner, to learn and to step up or to dive deeper into the rabbit hole from the opposite perspective. But they can even achieve some milestones and get reward for the milestones. So again, it's all about the emotions, and we want people to have fun. So we build smaller or bigger like chill zones, lounges, and it's not only about Bitcoin, but good food trucks, good drinks, and some surprises.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds very good. Like, if someone never been in a Bitcoin conference, like what he should expect and what it can surprise him, for example.
Hmm. Um, yeah, like I believe that at BTC Prague, uh, and at Bitcoin conferences in general, actually, what newbies are usually surprised of is how welcoming the crowd is. Like, I believe that Bitcoiners are in general built different, you know? It's wonderful. I met a lot of people from all around the world, actually. Not from all around the world, but from a lot of countries. And meeting Bitcoiner is always enjoyable. And it makes the interaction um, really easy, because, you know, meeting Bitcoiners means that there's probably same life values you share, you can talk with. There's obviously that one topic, which is Bitcoin, but understanding Bitcoin, being deeper or not that deep in the rabbit hole, means that there is some argumentation even about healthy lifestyle, about fiat ruining our lives, about inflation being theft, and many other aspects. Usually, Bitcoiners are people who are, again, curious, and people who ask questions again, who verify and do not trust in at first, and that appreciate the argumentation and the deep discussion, even about topics they are, for example, not in favor at first. And it's really different, you know. Sometimes I just step out from my Bitcoin bubble and I realize that the world is still different there. Uh, and it's about even our politics and our mostly the media are trying to make people who aren't in favor, in our opinion, our enemy. You know, the society is polarized. It's like you are either white or black, but there's nothing in between. But no, man, like there's a whole scale of gray and orange or all colors actually. Um, and that's what Bitcoiners are great in, because they become curious again. That curiosity that we as a humans are born with. I have small kids, and I'm always surprised how curious they are. They want to understand how this and that works, and they are not happy with, I don't have time now. They come and ask again, you know. But I believe that, or at least I lost this curiosity for some time of my life. But becoming Bitcoiner made me curious again. You know, I'm learning about the cosmology and things. Then I realized that, hey, how does actually this small miner work? Actually wonderful. What are those small things there? Or and now with ChatGPT, it's even easier because I can get an answer for all of my curious questions almost instantly. But at the conferences, usually people are not hanging on the ChatGPT. There's a good crowd to talk with, and that's what makes like Bitcoin conferences different and very enjoyable because like it's full of emotion and full of like good people and good energy.
Yeah, I can agree that Bitcoiners are different than how we call them normies. So it's different
Or
conversation.
pre-coiners, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like as you said, different values. Yeah, different values. And curiosity is very important skill to have. I would say it's skill because it can be learned as well, even if you forget. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
as everything actually, right?
yeah, well, how is the so who is the Bitcoin BTC Prague for people who wants to a little bit learn about more about Bitcoin, or there is more types of people who can attend this conference?
Yeah, I believe that it's for everyone. You know, and obviously that like a standard answer that every conference organizer says, but um, or at least we as organizers are trying to make it for everyone. Yeah, like to be true, it's probably not the best fit for kids till they reach like 15 years, or obviously they can come with parents that are willing to spend the time with them and educate them because it's still Bitcoin and it's still a conference even while it's festival, and it can get like small kids a little bit bored even while we have a honey badger there. But we are trying to accommodate like companies and partners in the expo section in the way that Bitcoiner on or even pre-coiner can find the answers for their use cases, questions, life situations, or just again like a curiosity. So if you are in a Bitcoin already, let's say deep in the rabbit hole, there are many companies you can talk with. You can go and ask Tropic Square, hey, what's that like open source secure element and how does it work? And why does it make like Trezor hardware wallet the safest? Or why is then you can visit Bitbox and ask them, hey, what's different approach you chose and what makes your hardware wallet different? And you can really dive deeper. And you have all those companies there and their representatives that are happy to answer those questions. And on the opposite, if you are a newbie, you are probably curious how the whole ecosystem works. So you can visit the same companies, but ask very beginners questions. Like you can go and visit and meet Relay, ask them like, what's the difference? Why do you want me to download my Bitcoin somewhere? Why shall I not keep that Bitcoin on your custody? What's the difference between the bank and your custodian solution? And they will happily explain you that, hey, go there, there's a Trezor, buy the wallet there, come back, and we're gonna learn you how to buy Bitcoin and how to download it there immediately. And the learning curve of doing this in person on the conference or in person in general is way shorter. And I would say like much more comfortable than online. It's almost impossible. You either way need someone who's gonna learn you what self-custody is and explain you that, okay, yeah, it's a digital money of the future, but you still need to write those 12 words down and store that paper well. It's funny. And as soon as you have those 12 words on the paper, you shall probably visit, for example, Cedar and ask them, hey, okay, what shall I do with it? Yeah, you can stamp it on those stainless steel washers and maybe hide it somewhere in your flat and it's gonna be safe even in case of some situation. So there are like answers for everyone, actually. And if you are not into meeting companies in the learner or curious person, there are 250 speakers on 4 stages actually, talking about all Bitcoin topics and narratives you can imagine. And if you are tired, you can go outside, have a drink or a good burger or whatever you like, and enjoy sun and see how people are just flowing around. For me, it's no brainer.
Okay. How long does this conference takes?
How long does it last? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
last day.
Yeah. So it's 3 days long conference. The BTC Prague itself, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Plus, there are side events. So on Wednesday, there is a DevHack Day and Cypherpunk Day for builders and cypherpunks. Plus, our Bitcoin Corporate Day for C-level managers and basically business and corporate people to dive deeper from their specific use cases, which are not that common to be accommodated at BTC Prague itself. And on Sunday, after the conference, there will be probably a BTC Payday again, which makes it already like a whole week lasting orange thing happening in Prague.
Yeah, actually, I think that it is like one week to be in Prague to enjoy everything, and also see Prague as well, not to just go for the conference because Prague is very beautiful city.
Yeah, it is. Worth spending a few more days, definitely.
Yes, like the more I travel, the more I appreciate Prague, to be honest. Like Czech
Yeah,
in
easy to say
general.
from Bali, right?
Yeah, but I always like when somebody asks me what is the like nice city or beautiful city, I always say Prague is the first one and Rome. But
Mm.
Prague is like it's just different. It's just different than the rest. And when you
Yeah, and like Czech Republic in general is, I believe, great place to be. And I can comment back. And it's not only because I'm becoming older and sentimental, probably, but it's mostly because really there are proofs. And like, yes, Paraguay is great. It's warm, wonderful weather across the whole year. But like, or healthcare and everything. So like, but I'm biased. I'm Czech, but like Czech Republic is a great place to be.
yeah, I agree with you. Um, we now we will a little bit go from BTC Prague because like this whole like TGOs, the game of Satoshi, and we are talking lots of about like self-custody or responsibility and sovereignty. Do you think that this is something what actually people want to have the responsibility for? Because if you're holding Bitcoin, you're taking lots of responsibility for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that everybody wants it, but not many people knows yet. Um, that's as and yeah, like there is a trade-off, right? Like every time actually. So being a self-sovereign gives you a big advantage, but comes with a huge responsibility, which the majority of the population is not probably ready for to take. Mm. But as soon as they become ready, they will realize that the advantage of being sovereign and taking responsibility for is actually definitely a positive thing to do. And we can really go deeper. Government is in favor of its population understanding that responsibility is something that people should be take care of by themselves. I don't think that government wants us to understand that self-sovereignty and self-responsibility is the way, because it will probably collapse the first next day after. Um, I believe that it's in government's favor to make us think that understanding the complexity of our life is something that only government can take care, which is absurd. Uh, but and I can obviously speak only for myself and friends I know and or people I know, and I ask them the question. But like for myself, becoming self-sovereign and responsible for myself made me free. I really think that I'm free. That I'm not like. And I'm still like living in Czech Republic, and I'm happy for it. And I contribute in the way I need and must. I have my kids and family here, and I do not want to move anywhere. But that small thing, which is still somewhere there in my brain, telling me, Martin, but if you won't be happy, you are free to leave. There are like no responsibilities and no strings attached. That's something that changes the brain completely. And I would recommend it to everyone. So if you ask me if people would like to be responsible, they will probably say no because they don't understand the complexity. But if you ask them, would you like to be free? Everybody says yes. And then it's just a matter of the education, you know?
Okay, that's interesting point of view on this one. It's true actually that most people wants to have that freedom somehow, and whatever it is, it's like financial or like where you are in the place or everything. Everybody wants to have some kind of freedom. So it's good way how to put it as well. Right.
Mm.
Do
Little sad is that people usually don't understand what freedom means unless they at least somehow lose it, you know?
yeah, that's that's sad but true.
Yeah.
You're into I think that many people actually learning the hard way, because when somebody told you yeah, whatever you can say, but actually you learn when it happens directly to you, like for example last time we had like Tony from the Bitcoin way. He
Mhm.
can talk about his experience in Lebanon, but
Yeah.
we don't have that experience, so we can say that it don't happen to us, but then one day.
It always sounds so absurd before it happens right out of nothing, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And like in Hungary, they just nationalize the pension system. Boom. Ha, what were you thinking that you will live happily from your rent? Sorry. It happened in Czechoslovakia many times that our currency basically collapsed, you know, just in 100 years, it happened like 3 times.
yeah,
And it happened, man, everywhere on the planet.
yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, hope luckily or hopefully we will wake up more people, crunch pull more people, and that's what we can do. What do you think about this one, the responsibility and everything? How do you see the Bitcoin future and adoption like in this way?
Hmm. Yeah. As Kitsoma, one of our famous Bitcoin influencers in Czech Republic, tends to say, we all know nothing, or we only know same shit, actually.
Mhm.
Uh, Man, like I'm always optimistic and positive, and I probably won't say anything like special here, but like I'm always optimistic and positive on the future. But I'm even like see that it won't be always easy. So. Um, like man, I don't know. I believe that like in the tempo that even technology grows, like come on, you know, like we have everything here,
Yeah,
like, and nobody would even think of this like 20 years ago. uh we have a satellite internet. Or you are in Bali, I'm in Czech Republic, and it runs almost lag free. Actually, it runs lag free, but there's some small delay. Like,
yeah,
come on. And thinking is so this like mostly gives me no answers. But I believe that like it will only turn well because like usually the good always wins, right? And if it means that we will need to fail because we only learn hard way, I think that yes, and it will hurt. Like um, in general, I think that in future, sooner than later, something big will happen. Some currencies or something from our world we consider being normal now will just end, collapse, or change rapidly. It doesn't need to be like uh, total collapse. It probably will actually because people won't understand what happened. Um, but what I'm really sure is that with Bitcoin, it's gonna be easier to get through than without it. That's the important lesson I'm trying to share across my friends and people.
yeah. That's good. That's good advice actually. Yeah. It's better to have some than none.
Yeah, just get off zero, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first step. And then, like as you said, the conference is very good place to go and ask the questions which you don't know. You can ask directly the companies. You can ask the people. It's great way how to actually not only to go into the Bitcoin, but also broader your understanding and information about the Bitcoin. Because
Hmm.
in the beginning, you also said that you are still in the rabbit hole. There is so much thing to learn still about how no, it's not only about Bitcoin, but it's about everything what is connected to it. And to be fair, everything is connected to money. Like everything depends on the money in the world. So when you start understanding Bitcoin, then the whole world will basically open to you, and the rabbit hole is like endless, endless. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is on one way. On the like, you can do whatever. Like every time when I go for some meetup, um, and they ask you what Bitcoin means to you, people say the same thing, like the freedom or these things, and I always say that for me it's endless possibilities because you can do whatever basically with that if you are curious about and then try to find out some answers. It's endless possibility.
Yeah, and I just realizing that what's wonderful on Bitcoin that it comes with endless opportunities, and what actually you can say in general about anything. Yeah, if you like really think of if you think of out of box or anything, you can say that it comes with endless opportunities because you can always dive deeper. Yeah,
Yeah.
but what's wonderful on Bitcoin is that it's permissionless, censorship resistant, trustless model actually, which means that if you build anything on top of it, you are automatically adopting those principles, which makes the project or the app or the software or the product or whatever it is fulfilling those basic principles. So it's permissionless, it's trustless, it's verifiable. It comes with like don't trust me, verify model, which makes it totally different than anything it actually is, because with everything else, we basically depend on some trust and we need to give a trust into the vendor. And yes, let's talk about trust and who can we trust more or less. But just the thing that we need to ask or consider what trust we can put in this or that makes the product different compared to the Bitcoin one, because with Bitcoin products built in the right principle, it fits the ethos and everything is different, which is something what wasn't available like 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's good, and we are lucky to have BTC Prague as this, like, I don't want to say church, but it's kind of like a place when people hanging out, not even
That's
every
tricky edge.
Sunday.
That's tricky edge to call it a church.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, to be fair, like I've been now in also like Bitcoin Mena and all other conferences, and there was Michael Saylor, and he always wear the suits, black
Mhm,
t-shirt with the white thing here, like the Bitcoin thing. He
mhm.
looks like a priest, to me. Like, sometimes it's like that, like to at least the feeling from it. But yeah.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I have no problem with religion. So if Bitcoin is a religion, okay, count me in. Yeah.
Yeah, but what role do you think that Prague or like Europe or like Czech Republic and Europe will like have the play in a Bitcoin global future?
Hmm? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm thinking of it a lot, and I think that like in general, Europe won't have a significant role in future. And I still, again, I'm the optimistic. I still hope that the right people will realize sooner than later, because it's still like now it's not heading in the right direction. And I'm trying to be diplomatic, to be honest here. But Czech Republic is different, very different. Again, from its principles, communism, it's still deeply rooted in our DNA. That do not trust, verify is again rooted because like secret police agents and snitches were everywhere around in the dark era of our history. We have a family experience with it. Our currency was ruined. Everything was ruined. Basically, communism ruins everything. And we still remember. And that's the reason why we understand freedom that on level we do. That's the reason why we understand what freedom of money means. And it can sound like small, but it is actually a big thing because that changes everything. Like here in Czech Republic, yes, we have shitcoiners, like all countries, the shitcoiners. But like the Bitcoin community is so strong. Like the, oh, there are so many examples. Maybe for people who are not like how deeply Czech Republic is in Bitcoin, like first hardware wallet origin from Czech Republic, first Bitcoin ATM, first Bitcoin mining pool, like Slush pool. That pool still exists. It's called Brains pool now. They mine Bitcoin actually. Not a single other Bitcoin mining pool will ever mine more actually. It's impossible mathematically. And first Bitcoin conference happened in Prague in 2011 actually. For like whole seed phrase thing origin from Czech Republic, BIP39 standard. And BTC Prague, the biggest European conference, happens in Prague because and thousands of visitors are actually attending this conference from Czech Republic. They are deeply into Bitcoin, and we have a Bitcoin law here. So there's a time test. So if you hold your Bitcoin for 3 and more years, uh, there's no capital gain tax to be paid. And it's wonderful that actually it's 3 years. Germany, they had only one because 3 years incentivize people to hodl. And there is a high probability that in 3 years they will get through at least portion of cycle, making that, okay, this is probably a thing I do not want to sell now, making them hodlers at first. And the governor of our national bank, he is a Bitcoiner. He established a Bitcoin commission on the national bank level. They are understanding on the physical level, they bought digital assets, what Bitcoin is, what are the implications of having Bitcoin as a reserve currency. So this is super unprecedented compared to other European countries. And if Czech Republic will really become a Bitcoin country, having Bitcoin officially as a reserve currency, not only as part as a testing portfolio, which already actually is unprecedented, having Bitcoin as a reserve portfolio on national bank level in Europe. So if this happens, that's completely different animal than, for example, El Salvador. Yes, Bitcoin helped El Salvador a lot, but the way it's holded and the country by itself is totally different level or scale, or it doesn't need to fit into narrative of European Union. So if Czech Republic can stand out, become Bitcoin country on the field of European Union, while having its own currency, not being like slave of the euro, that can send like very strong and very positive message, and it can actually save our country from that spiral of death, of inflation and money being printed in crazy tempo because there's no other way of paying the interest rate on the debt. It can save our country, and if it saves our country, it can save any other country. So this is like very unprecedented what's happening here in Czech Republic, and I'm like honest, and I'm like a humble part, but still happy part of it.
Yeah, that's great. I think that you sum it up everything what's going on in Czech and what came from Czech into the Bitcoin space. I will go now through the questions what people ask in Slido.
Mhm.
Me, yeah. Um, what is the biggest mistake first-time conference attendees make?
Mm, yeah, I like first of all, a lot of attendees don't prepare their ticket in advance, so they search for it for 30 minutes at the accreditation, just making all lines and queues longer, making the first impression of the conference uh, not the best one possible, I would say. But like in general, what if man, there are so many mistakes that can be made, but majority of them can be actually avoided if the attendee downloads the BTC Prague app in advance and just spends at least like 10, 15, or 30 minutes trying to understand the lineup and the companies in the expo section. Because if you know who you want to see or what you want to learn or who you want to meet, makes everything way easier. And maybe second advice is just bring your friend because doing all of those things at the conference is way more enjoyable with friends around. And you know, some people are shy, and Bitcoiners are people too. So some like making friends there, it's easy, but not everybody is very comfortable of like approaching not familiar faces at first. So just bring your friend, and everything's gonna be easier then.
It's true. That good advice. Good advice. Why don't conference attendees worry about OPSEC, security?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, isn't attending a Bitcoin conference an announcement to the world that you have significant stack?
Mm. Yeah, there's a way of attending conference and the way of attending conference. Yeah, like I under just to be transparent, I understand the question, and it's definitely the valid one. Like sooner or later, it might be like a little dangerous to attend the conference. On one hand, on another hand, Bitcoin will become so mainstream, and it's becoming so mainstream that like only a fact that you attend a conference doesn't make you a target at first. I believe that there are way worse things to do to become a target. And it's important to understand that every attacker compares the price of the attack and the reward he can get. And if he don't understand those two positions very well, he won't go for it because he is the one that is risking more in that game. So just be a normal person. Don't wear too shiny things. Don't buy expensive watches. Don't wear gold stuff. And if you are obsec, just take a hoodie, small mask, or big glasses, and you're gonna be okay.
Sounds good. Um, why do Bitcoin only conferences matter?
Yeah, I don't really think that only Bitcoin conferences matters, but Bitcoin is what matters the most. Uh, if it helps someone uh, to understand what Bitcoin is and shitcoins are not, just like go for a few shitcoin conferences. I did too, actually. I was curious, and it was a good learning, actually. Yeah, like a lot of sacrifice involved as well, but like. Uh, at Bitcoin, at the shitcoin conferences, I realized that people are there mostly for becoming rich fastly. Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is a tool that helps you to not become poor slowly. uh, because you will understand what inflation is, and it is a theft. So just go for it. I would say yes. Just do your own research, actually.
Sounds good. Um, and then, if you could only attend one Bitcoin event ever, why choose BTC Prague?
I am biased, you know. Yeah, because it's the best conference on the planet. It's easy. Like I believe that it's all was said. It's a Bitcoin festival. We are true hard Bitcoiners. We accept zero shitcoiners, no Web3, no kittens stored on the blockchain. We value the basic principles of Bitcoin, and we do it for the Bitcoin future and for future of our money and for future of our kids and families and for the better future, which can sound like a little weird actually, but I really mean it. And because we stand on our principles and we don't step out from them, it's recognizable on every single conference we organize year by year. Like majority of the attendees of the first conference came the year after and the year after and the year after. We see it even while Bitcoiners are OPSEC and they are not helping us with changing their email addresses on every single touch point. But we see that they are coming again. And we know what the feedback is from our attendees and from our partners. And it's actually public. It's like our NPS is almost 90%. That it's like unprecedented Just look what the NPS, for example, from the best brands on the world are. They are way lower. So there are even data to confirm my statement. And obviously, the person that asks will never learn before giving it a try. So I would like to challenge him or her to come to give it a try. And if it won't work, just I'm here to listen. I would like to know what can be make to make it better.
That's good answer. That's good answer to always try to make it better. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was all the questions from the Slido, all questions from me, and we have we had in our game Easter egg challenge when you guys generously give us 10 tickets to the BTC Prague, and we will now announce like the first 10 winners. It will be 2 3-day pass, 3 2-day pass, and 5 expo, which is can you tell us what they get from that, or if
Yeah, sure, Marek. I'll start with the expo passes. So those are the lowest tier tickets that opens the outside area. Basically, they open the expo area, the section where 100 Bitcoin companies are with their booth, plus the outside area where the food trucks, chill zones, beer, check stage, and after party place are located. So that's the expo pass. And it's valid for Friday and Saturday, 2 days of the conference. The second tier 2-day conference is the same. It's for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Plus, it opens the main stage with 2,000 seats, where majority of those most favorite, most popular and famous Bitcoin faces will stand on the stage. So that's the conference, 2 days pass. And 3 days pass is the same as the 2-day pass, but even adds the Thursday, the third day of the conference. So that's like the maximum you can get. If this is still not enough, there is a VIP pass, but this didn't fit in our raffle today.
yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I can confirm I was on there was like 3 BTC Prague so far, yeah? 3.
Yes.
Yeah, and
This is gonna be the fourth.
yeah, I've been on all of them, and I can recommend to go for the 3-day because the first day is very chilled. There is not so many people. It's only like I think 2,000 people cap, yeah?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you have plenty of time to speak with everyone, go through the booths and everything, and it's very good before the whole crowd came, and then it's good. It's good experience. Yeah, I will.
Thank you, Marek.
Yeah, you're welcome. I will share the winners. I just prepare it somewhere as usual. Here, this one. Wait, this. And now you don't see, but everybody now should see the first 10 winners of the Easter egg challenge. So what
I
we're gonna
actually see it too.
you see it too?
Marek,
Okay.
yeah,
So that is
congratulations to everyone.
yeah. So now what we're gonna do, we will text them all the winners uh, through email, and then when they will accept or decline, it can also decline that it's not good for them, then it will go to the people below that. So we will, if you are 11 or 12, which you don't know, we will contact you. Okay. Yeah, and that's it from Martin. It was pleasure to speak with you. It was very good conversation, and you gave us a very good insight into the conference and also in Czech culture. And I wish you the good luck and all the best for your fourth conference in BTC Prague. And I hope that many people will come.
Thank you very much, Marek, for the invitation. I enjoyed the talk, and good luck with Game of Satoshi. And I can't wait to talk in person in Prague again. Time flies; it's only 6 months from now, which is actually crazy.
Yeah, it will be soon. Good luck with everything. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to Marek. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So, that was the Martin. And now, guys, we are doing few things. First, we need to also make a giveaways, which we do for episode and mission 12, which will give away Trezor, Block Hunter game, and Guardian of Blockchain. And then we will talk about Elimination Week, what you can expect now, and everything what's going on. So first, let's share the screen and let's do the giveaways. I hope that it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Everybody can see now the winners. And what we have now, we will do the Rumble giveaway Trezor Save 5, which we will take from the. This is the mission, and this is the main episode. So as you can see, I can take this. I can fetch, allow duplicate, include replies. Somebody. And we have a comments and pick a winner. Hival. That's the winner of Trezor Save 5. Now let's do the Block Hunter games. Board game about Bitcoin. We will do the same video again. So we will pick another winner from the same. Quen Rin Gelling. Awesome storytelling. Thank you. That's the winner of the Block Hunters games. And now we will take the mission link and wait, I need to refresh this. Is it correct if I refresh this? Pick a winner. We put the new link. Allow. Pick a winner. 99 Stees. Vyhrál Guardian of Blockchain. Tenhle malinkatý sorry, I start speaking. this small mini miner. Yeah, and that's it from the giveaway. Is it true? Yes, is it true? And now let's guys go to the thing what you are curious a lot about. Before we end this stream today, I want to take a few minutes to talk about it. First of all, thank you to everyone who played, watched, solved mission, searched for clues, and stayed curious. Season 1 wouldn't exist without you. When I designed this game and when I actually start thinking about this game, one of my inspiration was Ready Player One. I think that many of you saw that movie. If you did not see the movie, watch the movie. Many people write that under comments as well, so they saw that. And in that story, the first gate didn't fall in the first week. It didn't fall even in the month. Most people quit the game, and only the true believers basically stayed. And this game turned out to be more close to this initial idea than I expected. But the season 1 now, it not end on specific date, because there is no deadline anymore. The game stays open until one person finish it, or season 2 will begin. Right now, there is no one who finished the season 1. There is plenty of people still in a elimination week, but there is no one who make it through the elimination week yet. That's why we are opening the season till there is no date. Basically, the first person who will complete the season 1 will win 0.21 Bitcoin. The rest of the prize pool will go into the season 2. And the winner, there will be only one winner of season 1. This game was never about the speed. It actually was about learn how the game thinks, what to expect, everything what you've seen so far, the structure, the pacing, the misdirections, the patience, none of that was accidental. Along the way, something else happened. A small group of people choose keep watching and thinking and keep following all the threads from the beginning to the end. And this kind of attention takes lots of time. And that's rarer than you think, because like really guys, you plenty of you spend so much time with this game, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. This was never about the being the fastest. As you maybe remember, I said many times, slow down. I know that the time is rushing, but slow down and take it. It was about attention, about patience, and about basically staying when when it was hard as well. Yeah, and so everyone who stayed till the end, the whole 3 months, uh, when the game was published, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope you to see you in the season 2, or maybe you will be one of the winner. I mean, maybe you will be the one winner of the season 1. You never know. And with that, I will end this live stream. And more information you will get through emails and everything will be um, communicated again. Thank you again, and I hope you to see you soon.